Welcome to Series 2 of the Retirement Rebel Life After 60 podcast with me, Siobhan Daniels, aka The Retirement Rebel. This podcast is a platform for women to show just how they're aging positively. The women on this series are challenging and breaking ageist stereotypes of what people seem to think that we get up to once we're 60. This is the podcast that's redefining what it really means to age as a woman in today's world. We face fears, we don't let self-limiting beliefs like I'm too old to do that, or people will laugh at me, so I can't do that, stop us from having our adventures or living our best lives. In this series, I've got a strong lineup of guests, including Skye Bergman, an award-winning filmmaker from America, who's blazing a trail with her pro-age message. Her film, Lives Well Lived, is being used in schools and colleges to show that young and old together must find a way of communicating so that they can stop ageist attitudes. Another of my guests, Tricia Cusden, founded her own makeup company in her mid-60s after failing to find the kind of makeup products that enhanced aging. She's a testament to the saying, you're never too old and it's not too late. At a time when many begin to slow down, she was actually embarking on a very successful venture. I also look at how getting older can be portrayed in humour with Valerie Troy. And on the other end of the spectrum, I chat about grief with Nicola Marshall. Death is something that comes more to the forefront of our minds as we age, and she's some great tips on how we can look at grief in a more positive way. Plus several more guests who'll be exploring the complexities of aging and how we navigate our way through it the best way we can. For those of you who don't know me, I was struggling with life as I approached my 60s, but I was determined to age the best way that I could and to find my happy place. And with that in mind, I got rid of my home and my possessions when I retired at 60. And I started travelling around Great Britain in my motorhome, Dora the Explorer, having adventures and challenging ageist stereotypes and ageist narratives. I wrote my best-selling book, Retirement Rebel, when I was 62 and began giving talks all around the country as a pro-age campaigner. Over the last 5 years, though, I could see that women wanted to hear more inspiring stories from older women, and they just weren't available, which is why I started this podcast. Here, we're all about pro-aging, doing what makes us feel good and fulfilled, not anti-aging, which seems to encourage us to be fighting the aging process, which is crazy when aging is something that we're all having to face. This is more than just a podcast. It's a movement, a platform where women can share how they're embracing life after 60 with purpose, energy, and positivity. I strongly believe that life doesn't end at retirement. It can actually begin. I say, when you retire, you can refire. I'm refiring at the moment. In this series of Retirement Rebel Life After 60 podcast, you'll hear from women who are reigniting their passions and pursuing new adventures. I love that my guests on the podcast break stereotypes that dictate how women should age. I'm excited by how they help to rewrite the narrative by facing their own personal fears, which enables them to embrace growth. They all challenge the notion of being too old, which I absolutely love. If the conversations you hear in this series spark something in you to tell your story, to inspire other women, then please do become a retirement rebel and share your story. All our details can be found on retirementrebel.co.uk website. Together, we'll inspire each other for future generations by showing the world that aging is a powerful, transformative journey. This podcast is a call to all women. Let's smash the ageist barriers and redefine womanhood in later life and live fully. Aging certainly isn't the end. It's the new beginning. And you can tune into Retirement Rebel Life After 60 wherever you listen to your podcasts. Let's change the narrative, one inspiring story at a time. Retirement Rebel Life After 60 is written and hosted by me, Siobhan Daniels, and produced by the incredibly talented Matt Cheney. Oh, and by the way, I'm thrilled to say that my last series was shortlisted for the International Women's Podcast Awards.